I just say it.
Today we're checking out the well-known happening place in Colombo at Cinnamon Lakeside, Colomba. And we're going to be speaking to a local designer who has gone global with his work. All this and more on Danu 5. Welcome to Danu on Fire right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. Super happy to have you here. We are checking out Colomba, and I have someone who has really taken his designs to the world. He is definitely a craftsman who we unfortunately have not featured in a long time. I am happy to have Kushan.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for being here, Kushan. So, Kushan, you have been a designer and you have worked locally, internationally with so many people.
Yeah,
But you have been like a secret in my life.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I knew, obviously I knew who you were, but we never came
No,
face
we
to
never
face.
crossed paths.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So tell me, so you are based in Australia.
Based in Australia, now it's going to have a little bit of shift. So I'm moving to France now. So from September, I'll be in France.
So how does one in Sri Lanka get hold of you?
Huh? I do visit Sri Lanka very often. Yeah.
Okay. So what are the designer brands that you're working with, or you're creating your own brand
I'm
there?
creating my own brand. So I have been very headstrong from my
Young days.
young days.
Yeah.
So I tried working for a designer, under a designer, but it did not work for me because we are creatives, we have very strong
Clash,
opinions,
yeah.
yes.
Like, please get a design out of this place, yeah.
But so I found it much more easier when I'm my own boss.
Right, okay. So you have dressed some iconic people. Tell me about, out of this country, some of the big names that you have.
Out of this country, I would say like my recent project was a Hollywood actress in LA.
In Hollywood.
Yeah. So she was Kimberly Cooper. So she got in contact with me after my fashion collection in Melbourne. So she was kind of Instagrammy and all over the place. And when the show happened, and then I got recommended to her by the council that I was in LA at that time, luckily. And then she contacted me and she was like, I am looking for my bridal designer and your designs are just spot on for it. So if you can just meet up for a chat, that would be great. And we made time and we did it. And today is her wedding, actually.
Really? On
Yeah.
the day they're shooting? That's
Yeah, today's her
amazing.
wedding, yeah.
Yeah, so this is like your first step into the Hollywood scene.
True.
But you have also dressed like Bollywood stars.
Bollywood stars, no. I have been in contact with them, but for weird reasons, that's the main reason that I had to move from Sri Lanka.
Right.
Because I was working in Sri Lanka for like 10 years, and then I got this project with Ranveer and Anushka. They
Right.
were shooting in Ranminitanna.
Right.
For a PR contact, and then I got rejected saying I did not have a degree even though the experience. So that was like bit a reality check for me that I need to step out from my comfort zone, because at that time I was like dressing the biggest stars in Sri Lanka. So I was like very comfortable saying
Yeah.
I am a big designer here.
But whereas the world was
Yes.
not trying to.
Sure. So yeah.
But I thought paper qualification was a thing only here.
No. Unfortunately, South Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
India
Yeah.
is there. I'm sure the ladies the actor didn't ask you, are you qualified?
No.
She only wanted to see
Yeah,
your work.
yeah,
That's amazing.
true.
So Australia, you
Yeah.
have done some cool work.
I did. I got the chance. Like I would say, Danu, like I'm a bit fortunate in that way. I'm a bit lucky. Like opportunities like come to my way.
And like good
Ones,
big
yeah.
names, yeah.
And so I got selected for Melbourne Fashion Week when I was a student in my uni.
Right.
And then I got asked to design for Melbourne Fashion Festival, which is a bigger platform for designers in
Right.
Australia. And in between, I got asked from when I was like planning my visit to Sri Lanka. 1 week before, I get an Instagram message from Miss Tourism Australia asking for her national costume and her evening dress.
Right.
So then I designed for her Carly Davis, and now she's like very rock solid. The friendship is going on strong.
And then you all collaborate and work
Yes.
more on these things.
Yeah, true.
That's amazing to know that our talents are being recognized globally, and also your creativity has been spotted.
Yeah.
I always feel like even fashion designing, yeah, there are techniques to it, but at the end of the day, it's like doing a painting.
Yeah.
Like that canvas needs to come alive,
Yeah.
and you have somehow created. You are very extravagant and at the same time very minimalistic. There are like two sides to your design.
Okay.
Like I have seen, like you have very sleek, straight cuts,
Yeah.
and you have the real avant-garde showpieces.
Yeah.
What is your favorite side?
I would say like it mainly, so it depends on the person actually. So if I'm designing a collection, as you know, it's runway, right?
Yeah.
So when it's runway, you can't have those simple dresses
true.
because you need to have an impact on the person who's the audience.
Right.
And then that's the impact that was created by me, got eye-caught by the actress in Hollywood.
Right.
So that's the impact that I'm trying to create there when I'm doing a runway. But
Okay.
when it's with the person, I would like to try to understand who that person is, because I'm trying to dress the mind, not the person.
Yeah. If they're happy,
yeah.
then they will carry anything confidently.
Yes, because it's the mind. So understanding the mind and the character of the person, then it gives me more freedom to do whatever I want,
Yeah.
because I can go crazy with that person's mind.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing that interests me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting into a break. We'll see you on the other side. We're checking out Columba here at Cinnamon Lakeside. After the break, we'll see you around. It's inside there. You can style it the way you want at XXL. Thank you for being our sponsors on the show. You can now enjoy a range of very summer-fitting outfits. All your shapes and sizes are available under one roof. Visit their flagship store, if not at One Golf Face. Thank you, XXL, for being with us on Danu on Fire.
I just say it.
Welcome back to the show. This is Danu on Fire. We are speaking to this very talented designer about all what his achievements have been in the last few years. But let's go back in time. Where are you from?
So Matra.
And when you were growing up in Mathura, did you have like a dream to be a designer, or even like were your parents encouraging you enough to get there?
So, growing up part was I'm based in Mathura.
Oh.
I grew up until grade 5. I was in Saudi. So my father was an accountant there.
Right,
So love for fashion came from there.
Right.
Because I up closely saw the luxury side of fashion.
I know.
Yes.
They
so-
only do like, there is no casual
No,
there.
no.
It's all just like, damn.
Yes. So once coming back to Sri Lanka, I kind of missed it because there were there's no luxury fashion brands here.
Right.
So I was constantly in the search of it. So that was it. And so my father passed away when after 2 years after we came back here. So it was me and my mom. So she's like a very rock solid pillar strand in my life. So it was quite challenging because fashion is still not conceived as a masculine industry here.
That is true.
So that's really disappointing and a bit challenging for a
But your
creative.
mom was supportive?
She was.
Yeah, and that's all it takes.
That is all it takes. Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
I think approval of others just really drags you down.
True.
And but you know, Mathura mindset could be very different.
Yeah.
And going from Saudi, you would have been in a mixed school. You would have had like a total different outlook to life, and and then going into life in Mathura
Yeah.
might have been very challenging for a young one.
Yeah.
How did you sort of approach that situation?
It took a while for me to adapt because I was a bit of a, I don't know, I don't want to call myself a freak, but I was like a cleanliness freak. So
Oh, your OCD.
yes, so for me, like with all due respect, the most thing that I found weird was like all these schoolboys wearing too much oil in their hair.
Ah, like
And
that.
yeah, that kind of thing. So it was kind of like pushing myself away from them. And till you won't believe, from grade 5 to A levels, I have never had anything for my intervals. So I don't.
Because you felt eerie.
Yeah, and they all eat together like all hands in one. So
yeah, of course.
yeah. So those kind of things just pushed me off. But saying that, I found the best of the best friends in my school. So that's true.
Understanding your
Understanding everything.
edgy mindset.
Yes, but saying that, when you say Mathura, I had these conversations with my friends who I found designers in Colombo. The challenges that they had to face regarding their behavior or the way they present themselves, I never faced that in Mathura. They were all supportive till date. Like
That's amazing.
that's amazing.
No, I think as long as people will see you for your talent
Yeah.
and what you can contribute to the world, I think mannerisms and how a person behaves does not affect anyone.
True.
And that's the most important
Yeah.
thing. And when, like, you know, we have so many designers in our country and it's ever so growing, but you have been discovered by so many people. What do you feel that's unique in your work that really captures these people?
Okay. That's a question I can
That's a
answer.
question for a pageant.
Yes. So I would say like the most common comment that I get the most.
compliment.
Yeah. So it's very the person can say it's my design when they look at it.
Right.
So I think that I have built myself an identity. Like I feel like a designer's success lies
Dream,
there. Yeah.
To
So
be identified on the first go.
yes, so I remember when I was doing my diploma, the final examiner was from London, and then we had to hang our clothes before we go in. And then she said, like, is this yours? When I met her, I was there, yeah. And then she was like, it felt me like I was looking at a Versace show window. And for me, that I already won there.
Yeah.
And then the same compliment kept on coming my way. So Versace, the
Yeah.
fashion brand, is edgy.
Yeah.
And it has that extra thing, and it can also be sophisticated
Yeah.
according to the client. So I think I have found
That middle ground.
ground within myself.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm sure your mom must be so proud of what you have achieved.
Yeah, she is like, she is my, as I said, my rock solid pillar. So when because I know that she was a fan of all these movie stars in Sri Lanka. So
And then you got to work with all of them.
So I was
from Malini Fonseca, Sangeeta, Yashoda,
Dilhani,
Sabita,
Anula Tilaka.
all of them.
all of them.
You have dressed everyone.
Yeah.
And you have dressed them keeping your identity and also still keeping their style.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, I always say for our art industry to go, there should be this sense of style brought in, vogue, like that, like, you know, a red carpet should be worthy of a red carpet,
Yep.
you know. So I think you all have brought that, and there has been a growth in
Yeah.
our industry, which is amazing. All right, we need a break. Always great to see Sri Lankan talent doing so well and being so humble about it. We're going to get into a break. We'll see you on the other side because we got to get through this amazing food we have got. When you are free and if you need a night of fun, Colombo is an option for you.
I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes.
Thank you to our friends at Flowers by M Ceylon for joining us on Danu on Fire. You can now check them out at hi.lk Mall, where they give you such a range for you to choose from. Something that we all come across every single day. Even today while we're shooting, there's a wedding happening. Weddings, 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 weddings. How do you make your wedding unique? How do you make it stylish and stand out? Well, you can check out their work, which is remarkable. You can check out their catalogs for some of the weddings that they have done both here and also in Sydney. Come to know all the ranges they have. Make your booking today. And this is for our guests on the show. Only on this show we give flowers.
I just say it.
Welcome back to the show, our final segment right here at Colombo at Cinnamon Lakeside, and we're speaking to this master man. Now, I wanted to ask you, who is your favorite designer? Locally, internationally, it's pointless asking, no, because...
So this name has been stuck from my childhood.
Okay.
And so Miss Yolanda Alvihare. So I love the textile that she creates. So that's a huge,
Timeless.
yeah, timeless, and it's so, it strikes a very strong emotion on your mind.
And
So
she has kept it consistent
Yes,
over the years.
true.
Yeah.
when you see it, you know it's her. That's
When
it.
you have her little
Yes.
signature at the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm sure nothing is easy now in life.
Yeah.
Getting to where you are might have had capillary, all types of negative reviews, people hating you for no reason. How have you coped with all of this?
As I told you before, from my childhood, I'm very headstrong.
I like that. You don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. The earliest thing that I realized in my career, school, everything, was once you accept yourself for who you are, the judgment around you doesn't matter. So, yeah, so I had kept that as my life motto. So I accept myself for who I am and for what I do. So the opinion around me, what they think, and the judgments within an industry, within friends, within a community, that doesn't affect my work because I do
You.
carry on, yeah.
Now, did you ever want to showcase at some of our fashion shows here? Because
Well, I tried doing once, and it was it was very bad because and the other thing that I realized here is the politics which goes within all these pageants and the competitions and the shows and stuff. You need to have connections and you need to have that kind of a PR to get into a certain group, which I do not like that much because for me what I need is I need to be recognized for my talent, not for my PR. So that's something that I really achieved when I flew away from Sri Lanka. So every time I was recognized for my talent.
Work, yeah.
So I find it a bit hard in Sri Lanka because you need to have some sort of a connection and something needs to go somewhere, and they have this very bad kind of thing of having the position of power. They use it they misuse it a bit. So I do find not to fit into that mold, but I have been lucky that people like Miss Malini Fonseca, Miss Sangeeta Veeraratna, Dilhani Ekanayaka, these Yashoda Vimaladharma, the biggest names in the industry have been recognized me for my talent, for what I do. So that is enough for me for portraying my craft as an industry. So that's enough for me. So I do not try to focus on the negatives when I have so much positives around me.
Because, you know, there's like this whole thing, no? There's the whole Colombo audience, and you have the whole... You found it hard? Do you think people are more judgmental in the whole...
Judgmental, I would say yes, because like when I grew up in Saudi, right? I came into Sri Lanka, and then I studied single medium, and I was so fluent, grade 5 sucked. I had like 99 for my Shishatte, and that was like, my father was so happy.
Like, yes,
yeah, and my teacher was like, this is like the biggest mark for me, because this kid did not speak any Sinhala. And
because you would have come from an all English background. Yeah.
And then I got my Sinhala got fluent, and everything got so good. And then there's no reason to speak English in a Sinhala country. You do not need that English parameter to be a kind of poshness. No. So you use English when it's needed.
Correct.
Yes, true.
It's just a bloody tool of communication.
That's right. So I never used English. And then out of blah, 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 I fly to Australia. And then this beautician calls me, and they were like, you know, this so-and-so designers came into my salon, and they were like, Kushan went to Australia. And they were like, how did he pass IELTS? He's from Mathura. What? I was like, why? Because like, Danu, the other thing is like the way you dress is kind of a thing in fashion here. So when you go away,
nobody cares.
Nobody cares. And it's the way the outfits are the ones that you're most comfortable in. So given obviously I respect the atmosphere that I'm walking into, but suppose your program today, I was like putting outfits together, and I'm trying to, because I need to respect the
what you're coming for.
But if given a chance, I would walk in with a pair of slippers, shorts, and a t-shirt. That's comfort for me.
Correct.
But that outfit in Sri Lanka is not considered into the level of sophistication in fashion, which is, I don't know why.
I get everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
I promise you, when you're the underdog, when you're coming from out to in, it's a lot to sort of fathom.
Yeah.
But standing tall and being who you are is all that matters. You can just tell the others to either follow or just let you be.
Yeah.
But well done. Well done on all what you have achieved, and great news about you going all the way to France. I really hope that lots of doors open there. You do some of the bigger shows there, create an identity, that brand that Sri Lanka will be like, oh my God, he's showing in Paris today. You'll get there.
Thank you.
I wish you all the very best. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Nobody can take your talent away, and that's the most important thing. All right, on that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you so very much for joining us on Danu on Fire. Until we see you again, you keep smiling. That's right.